I have always had this reoccurring dream. I have been forced to captain a worthless spaceship and given a crew of the worst caliber and function imaginable. I've been duct taped into a chair against my will by the very crew that I feel so lackluster about. They have told me that it was for my own good, and that they did it not because they wanted to rob me or wanted my power of position, but rather they did it purely out of the meanest and most vitriol of needs and desires. They did only to hurt me and show me that I am a bumbling fool and the worst captain they have ever had, and maybe ever will. But rather, they wanted to watch me fail again and again, dying in a repeating loop, then allow me to dictate to no one again, that my command be stripped from me. They had told me after binding me to this chair that they were tired of finding me passed out in the helm with a bottle of hooch in my hand and the other hand stuffed inside my underpants, that my bad breath and foul manners was a pain that was beyond words, and that in the end the only rational outcome for our relationship was to end it in this malicious way, with me trying to work myself out of this jam. I will admit I'm not a perfect man, and I in fact don't find very kind eyes every time I look into the mirror. And as for the breath thing, let's just say I really do need to invest in some toothpaste and mouthwash. However, since that's mostly alcohol, and alcohol kills germs, I really don't see why I have to brush. I should be able to skip and just end with a nightcap or a day cap. But that's besides the point. In the end, I always wake up. And that's usually when the real nightmare starts.
Lopez to Banda? Banda, you there?
You got the satellites back up?
I'd help. Big help from a friend.
I didn't know you had friends.
I'm turning over a new leaf. In that vein, we have to meet. All the families.
Oh, I bet Jackie's gonna love that.
Oh, she was a real peach about it.
So she's in?
Has to be her ship, but she's in.
I'll come over. And, Alvin, it's good to hear you.
Aw, you're choking me up here. Well, head on over to the rendezvous. And that's the last of them. Stranger, let's meet up on Lemaire's ship. I'll square away payment, but I have a feeling this ain't over and there may be further paying work ahead.
Figured you'd need someone else to do something useful.
Charming as ever. First things first, I'm pretty sure the Spacers got the winds. No contact with them.
All of them? My God.
Shit.
They were good people. They died. Needlessly. Because we couldn't get our act together.
That's rich coming from you. You've scammed me time and time again, Albin.
The Spacers are a threat to us all, Jackie.
And that is the salient point. Mistakes were made, we need to get past that. What I'm proposing is a mutual defense pact, nothing else. Each of us throws in our ships, men, materials, and whatnot, enough to protect all of our asses.
I wouldn't give you one solitary ounce of helium-3 if my life depended on it.
The problem is, it does. I think we all need to cool off. Stranger, a word? First things first. You did an honest day's work, you deserve an honest day's pay. Here. with heartfelt compliments. But I expect you know what's coming next. We're not military folk, and I'm not ashamed to say we are out of our depth. I'll pay you more, much more. If you can help kick the spacers out of our system for good, and coordinate our efforts to do so.
Look, pal, our ship's gotten pretty beaten up, and I don't think it's going to be helping win us any more fights without liquidating all those golden bars. We're going to have to get some heavy overhaul started. More money is great, but I'm not working with much left to fight with. Do you happen to have spare parts, equipment, that can be added into this mix to fix up my ship?
Right?
Wait, you do?
We're not babes in the woods.
So you can fix up our ship back to peak performance?
Right you are.
Oh, okay, great. And what about yourselves? Do you also have ships and crew willing to help in aiding in this assault?
Each family has a ship or two and hard men and women that can handle themselves in a firefight. But the root of the problem is, admittedly, a self-inflicted injury. My family was here first, and when Liz sent other families here, perhaps I didn't take to it kindly. Might be I made an odd credit here or there at their expense. Something Lemaire especially has never let me live down. But now we need the Lemaires and the Bandas both, I reckon.
Of all the self-centered high and mighty speeches of boo-hoo, I didn't mean to be an asshole, and I'm sorry, I want forgiveness, because I didn't get everyone to help me, and now if I don't, I'm toast. It sounds like you're in a jam. And it looks like you put yourself there. And now you want this all fixed, and you're just gonna bitch over spilt milk. Unbelievable.
Listen, I'm not proud of what I did, but this was my system first. Then Jackie Comes Lately arrives, and maybe it rubbed me wrong, but it's ancient history. We gotta evolve or we're just fuel for the spacers.
I don't think that word means what you think it means.
I wouldn't hold my breath with Jackie. But Banda's good folk. Well, hopefully. We need to cooperate now, but also in the future. We need a mutual defense pact. As our new mercenary commander, please talk with Banda and Lemaire. Lemaire, God help us, especially we could use. Her family's got the most ships and crew by far. But if she's a lost cause, Banda and I can muddle through.
Just so you know, Albin is a con man and a thief. Associating with the likes of him reflects poorly on your character.
Wow. It's not often people assume my character is anything but shit. So, yeah, thanks. That means a lot.
When my crew first arrived, Albin was all charm and eager to deal. It seemed like the start of a fruitful relationship. But quickly it became clear that he was grifting us. Machines we bought broke down, shipments he hauled for us went missing, and help he promised never materialized. I swore I'd never work with him again. Oh, he's lucky I'm not a vengeful woman.
Then quit with the vengeance talk and bloody well help us, woman. Don't you see this will take all of us?
Don't be so certain. So here's the deal. Odds are good my crew can hold out against the spacers all by ourselves. If we're gonna band together, I have the most to contribute and the most to lose. The smart play for my interests is the Lemaire's hunker down and outlast the storm.
If the spacers have an outpost and have set up shop, then you will never be safe as long as you hide behind your self-righteousness. Just get over your squabble and help us beat them once and for good.
I may not be some sort of military expert, but you can't know that for certain.
You could let us face them alone, and we could die, and then you'll be alone. And they could and will murder you and your family next. And who's going to be able to stop them? You? By yourself?
I've been dealing with this for years. I trust my judgment on this more than yours.
Bitch, just stop being tough and playing the pride game, and let's just team up so we can help you and you can help us, and I can get rich in the process.
And my family has a much better chance of dying on your fool's errand.
No. You got it wrong, Dumbo. We can maybe win together or die alone. Stop wasting time and just join our assault. I'm getting tired of this.
Adventure is just a fancy way of saying you're risking your ass. Maybe you're on the level, maybe you're not. But I know for damn certain Albin's crooked. Sorry.
Captain's log. It appears once again I'm not the charmer that I had hoped I was. It looks like I've pissed off one lady that we needed to not piss off for this assault against the spacer base. In turn, this seems to have changed the job from high risk to suicide. So, I made my goodbyes, told them I was just popping out to use the bathroom. Once the hatch was closed, I gunned it and left them, sorry losers, in the dust. Look, I didn't make it this far doing jobs that have zero chance of victory. I'm no hero, and it's just the sad truth. Anyways, I had a child on board, and it's time to head back to the lodge, turn in the artifact part. Sell those gold bars I just got, maybe do some upgrades to the ship. Maybe I can even convince Cole to add in some of his funds and we can have some extra room and extra firepower, provided we don't let Olga get her grubby little hands on him. Which, that reminds me, make sure I pay Olga her 5% before her thieving fingers decides to make money on her own accord. What adventure awaits? Where does my trip into the stars take us? Who knows? End of vlog.
Just, what are we building here?
I haven't picked up any kind of frequency or signal coming from it.
That doesn't mean much. This thing could be emitting something we can't even detect. As far as we know, we could be building a gigantic bomb that will blow up as soon as we finish it. Or maybe it's some kind of interstellar children's toy.
Why would either of those things give the Discoverer visions and music? It's a message. I'm sure of it.
We just have to hope that finding more of the pieces will give us some clue.
I hear that. Moving forward sometimes means fumbling around in the dark. I think Cora and I can use some downtime, but you let me know if you ever want to team up again. Oh, and since it tends to come up, me and my Rugrat co-pilot work as a team. That's non-negotiable. If I'm coming with, that means Cora's on your ship.
Captain, now that you are a member of Constellation, I am at your service. No additional protocols necessary. Also, given the likelihood that you will be out in unsettled space, it might be beneficial to go over exploration outpost development, in case you ever need to build a base for field research.